Good morning, friends. Welcome. Glad you're here. And as always, a little noodling up front. And as always, I have no idea where it's going to go sometimes, and often it goes nowhere. It is the 22nd of November. It is Sunday morning. Welcome. I'm glad you're here, friends. So I've got for you this morning. We're going to do some Proverbs, and I have gone through and done another revised Baldini version of a psalm. So we've got that going for us, which is nice. Ah, yes, you need a French press for the ultimate coffee. So let's see here. I'll try to get right into it, and we'll jump right into Proverbs. We'll do 21 and 22 this morning. The king's heart is like a stream of water. They both are under the Lord's control. He turns them in any direction he chooses. Every person thinks that everything they do is right, but the Lord weighs their hearts. Doing what is right and fair is more acceptable to the Lord than offering a sacrifice. A conceited look and an arrogant attitude, these are the works of wicked people, and they are an abomination to God. The plans of a hardworking person leads to prosperity, but get-rich-quick schemes, they end up and put you in the poorhouse. Those who gather wealth by lying are just wasting their time. In fact, they're seeking for their own death. The violence of wicked people will drag them away, since they refuse to do what is just and right. The way of a guilty person is crooked, but the behavior of those who are pure is moral. It's better to live in the corner of a roof than to share the home with a quarreling woman. The mind of a wicked person desires evil and has no consideration for their neighbor. When a mocker is punished, a gullible person becomes wise, and when a wise person is instructed, they gain knowledge. A righteous person wisely considers the house of a wicked person, and that throws wicked people into disaster. Whoever shuts his ear to the cry of the poor will call and not be answered. A gift given in secret can calm anger, and a favor in the right time calms great fury. When justice is done, a righteous person is delighted, but troublemakers are terrified. A person who wanders from the way of wise behavior will rest in the assembly of the dead. Whoever loves pleasure will become poor. Whoever loves wine and expensive food will not become wealthy. Wicked people become a ransom for righteous people, and treacherous people will take the place of decent people. You know, it's better to live in a desert than with a quarreling and angry woman. Costly treasure and wealth are in the home of a wise person, but a fool devours them all. Whoever pursues righteousness and mercy will find life and righteousness and honor. A wise man attacks a city of warriors and pulls down the strong defenses in which they trust. Whoever guards his mouth and tongue keeps himself out of trouble. An arrogant, conceited person is called a mocker, and his arrogance knows no limits. The desire of a lazy person will kill him, because his hands refuse to work. All day long he feels greedy, but a righteous person gives and does not hold back. The sacrifice of wicked people is disgusting, especially if they bring it with evil intent. A lying witness will die, but a person who listens to advice will continue to speak. A wicked person puts up a bold front, but a decent person's way of life is his own security. No wisdom, no understanding, no advice can stand up against the Lord. The horse is made ready for the day of battle, but victory belongs to God. Proverbs 22. A good name is more desirable than great wealth. Respect is better than silver or gold. The rich and the poor have this in common: the Lord is the maker of them all. Sensible people foresee trouble, and they hide from it, but gullible people go right on ahead and suffer the consequences. On the heels of humility are riches and honor and life. A devious person has thorns and traps ahead of him. Whoever guards himself will stay far away from such people. Train up a child in the way they should go, and even when they're old, they will not turn from it. The rich rule over the poor, and a borrower it becomes a slave to the lender. Whoever plants injustice will harvest trouble, and this weapon of his own fury will be destroyed. Whoever is generous will be blessed, because he has shared his food with the poor. Drive out a mocker, and conflict will leave. Quarreling and abuse will cease immediately. Whoever loves a pure heart and whoever speaks graciously has the king as his friend. The Lord's eyes watch over knowledge, but he overturns the words of a treacherous person. A lazy person says, "There's a lion outside. I'll be murdered in the streets." The mouth of an adulterous woman is a deep pit. The one who is cursed by the Lord will fall into it. Foolishness is firmly attached to a child's heart, but a spanking will remove it far from him. Oppressing the poor for profit or giving to the rich, both will lead to poverty. Open up your ears and hear these words, wise people. Set your mind on the knowledge that I give you. It is pleasant if you keep these in mind, so that they will be on the tip of your tongue, so that your trust may be in the Lord. Today I've made them known to you, yes, especially to you. Didn't I write to you previously with advice and knowledge in order to teach you the words of truth, so that you can give an accurate report to those who sent you? Do not rob the poor just because they're poor, or trample on the rights of an oppressed person at the city gate, because the Lord will plead their case and will take the lives of those who rob them. Do not be a friend of one who has a bad temper, and don't keep company with a hothead, or you will learn his ways and end up setting a trap for yourself. Don't be found among those who make deals with a handshake, among those who guarantee other people's loans. If you have no money to pay back a loan, why should your bed be repossessed? Don't move an ancient boundary marker that your ancestors have put into place. Do you see a person who is efficient at his work? He will serve kings. He will not serve unknown people. There's a few things that I learned early on in my life, and I learned from a guy who had, a lot of money, and I was hiring to do some work for him. I think I was about 17 or 18, and I saw an opportunity to make money. One of the first things he told me, kind of with a gleam in his eye, he said, "You know, you can milk a cow every day, but you can only skin him once." I found that to be wise words, and he taught me a few other things. One of the things he told me is that whatever you do, right? Become the best at it. Do to the best of your ability. Become the best at that, even if it's just shoveling shit. Because one day someone's going to need a lot of shit shoveled, and they'll pay a premium for whoever is the best at that. So, again, also good wisdom, right? Yeah, things to keep in mind. All right, I did, as I said, I did a revised Baldini version of Psalm 49 for you today. And let me see what's on the table here. Hopefully, you will enjoy this. Psalm 49. Listen closely. Everyone take heed to what I say. Whether you're rich or poor, hear me. Famous celebrities and average Joes. I will present to you the truth and reveal the wisdom of the ages. Listen closely and read between the lines. You'll find truth in plain sight, hiding within the words of this prose. No matter how dark the day is or how oppressive the night, there is nothing that I fear, nor nothing that makes me tremble. There's nothing that makes me lose hope nor shrink away. Those who call themselves the elites, they're anything but. They're the scum of the earth, the worst of the worst. All their wealth cannot save them from the terrors they will face. All the money in the world will not buy them a moment's respite from their ultimate end. They cannot pay their way out of the fate that they've chosen, nor can they bribe their way past the gates of hell. The wages of their sins is too high a price for even the largest economy to repay. Fiat currency is worthless even in this world. Of how much less is it worth in God's economy? They try to cheat death and avoid payment, going to any lengths for just a moment longer. But they are not immortal, and although the grave is their destination, it's not the end of their suffering. So they fund trusts and create foundations to try and leave a legacy and an inheritance for their children, who with each successive generation become yet more depraved and bent toward evil than their forefathers. Everyone dies, both the good and the evil. Make sure you've invested properly for the afterlife. Those who spend their souls to get wealth in this life will reap the rewards with interest. And likewise, those who invest in truth and love, following the paths of righteousness, will be paid in full for their sacrifices in this life. The slumlord will spend eternity far from his mansion. Hell won't be nearly the party he imagines. They will have no strength to endure its terrors, yet they will have earned every moment of suffering. But those who follow the path of life will find peace in death, a restful oasis from their labors, as the world prepares for judgment. Don't be afraid of the wealthy overlord who tries to oppress you and squeeze you dry of your last penny. He can't take it with him, and it will be of no value where he's going. The ribald and extravagant life he lived, spending the money extorted from others, is by no means payment enough for what will follow, a deal that's gone from bad to worse. Just like his parents and his parents before him, they'll receive what's coming to them. None will escape the comeuppance they so richly deserve. If you fail to learn these most basic of lessons, the difference between right and wrong, you're no better than a beast. Even a flock of sheep has more sense than you. Most house pets are better than most people. The animal kingdom reflects their creator, and the human kingdoms reflect their destroyer. And there you go, Psalm 49 according to the revised Baldini version. And so there you go. It is, again, a brief one this morning, just a couple of Psalms. And, well, there you have it. So we will wrap it up with that. And I will be back this evening, coming in at 5 p.m. Pacific. That's 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We're sort of scriptural. the intermediate episode of Sola Scripture. And got some stuff in mind for this evening as well, so I hope you'll join us in that. And I will today leave you with, what did I have queued up here? That's an oldie but a goodie. I know I don't have too many of these things, but the few that I do, I leave you with. Let's see, this one, I think I wanted to do this one, Streams in the Desert. And this would be 1993, 94, something like that. Written again with Joe Ray of Timeless Journey. I think he's perhaps in the chat here. And hope you enjoy it, and I hope it makes you think. And we'll be back again this evening. I hope you are able to join us for that. And I'm going to go have some more coffee. Have a great morning.